哦，得，OK，好啦，咁我哋開始啊，Andy，麻煩你，Can you open with the word prayer?
Dear God, thank you for this great day for us to gather together. Thank you for letting us be able to participate in this servant leadership class, and thank you for letting Pastor Wong lead us in today's lesson. Please be with us and give us wisdom so that we can learn your word and learn how to be a servant leader. We pray all this in Jesus' name.
Amen. Okay, thank you. So, as usual, in the beginning, we are going to review some of the major principles that we learned. The first one, again, we are going to review the 7 principles of servant leadership. What's the first one? Okay. Servant leaders humble themselves and wait for God to exhort them. Number 2, let's read this together. Servant leaders follow Jesus rather than seek a position. Can anybody kind of use a sentence to explain that? What does it mean? Servant leaders follow Jesus rather than seek a position. Sam? Oh my. Hold on. It's off. It's off.
We're not looking to fulfill a job role, but rather to follow what Jesus asks us to do.
Yes, exactly. And number 3 is servant leaders give a personal right to find greatness in service to others. What's the big difference? This idea is different from others' ideas, in this culture, in this society. What's the greatness? How, here you define greatness. How is it different from that of the culture, of the current culture? Do you understand my question? Yeah, basically, Yeah. Anybody? Yeah. Nowadays, people define greatness as somebody serve me. I have this. I am titled to have somebody serve me. Then I'm great, because I have followers. Because somebody serves me. But it's really different from the Bible, the biblical message. It's servant leaders give a personal right to find greatness in service to others. So when we serve others, actually it defines our greatness. So it's really different from the idea in this current culture. Next one. Servant leaders can risk serving others because they trust that God is in control of their life. So it doesn't matter. God is in control, whether people understand or not, whether people appreciate you or not, God is still in control. And the next one is servant leaders take up Jesus' towel of servanthood to meet the needs of others. Again, it's different. It's really different from the concept in the culture, because here we want, in the culture we need others to fulfill our needs, but here we try to fulfill others' needs. So that's a big difference. The next one, servant leaders share their responsibility and authority with others. Let's read this one. Servant leaders share their responsibility and authority with others to meet a greater need. Yeah, if you did the homework, then you know this is important. Why? Yeah, because today we talk about we need to equip others. And actually this is the principle. Okay? The last one, servant leaders multiply their leadership by empowering others to lead. Okay? Okay, we also talk about SERVE, S-E-R-V-E. They stand for, this is the memory verse. Let's do the memory verse. Even the Son of Man, when it comes to serve, but to serve. Yeah, think of that as a ransom for many. It's for others, basically, the other center. The next one, week 2. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Week 3. Yeah, but he said to me, let's read this together. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's powers may rest on me. Week 4, this is today's verse. So Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, the teachers to equip his people for works of service, so that the body of Christ may be built up. Okay, I hope you really, try to remember all these verses. You try, but you never succeed, right? Okay, the way God prepared you for these purposes, remember the SERVE, S stand for spiritual gifts. Use your spiritual gifts to serve. The second one, E, experience. Yes, use your experience to serve. R, relational style. Remember DISC? Yeah, so you remember what your style is? And what you think your style is? Yes, what you think, but it may not be the reality. Okay. V stand for vocational skills. So if you are, IT, then probably you can help do some IT in the church. And then E. Yes, yes, that's the way to do it. Yeah, when we serve, we need to have that passion. Okay, don't complain too much. You can complain a little bit, not too much. Okay, enthusiasm, exactly. So that's LERVE. So today we're going to start something new. Yeah, going to the servant needs to equip others. EQUIP. E stand for what? Encourage. You need to encourage others to serve. Q? Qualify. Okay, qualify others. Qualify as a verb. Qualify others to serve. And you? Understands the needs. Yeah, what they need to serve. I? Instruct them. Yeah, to tell them what to do, basically. And P? Pray. Yeah, okay. Now, if you did the homework, you find this week is really easy. Yeah, actually, there's not much work there. Yeah, probably you spend an hour, then you can finish that. But the concepts are very important. And at each one, let's go through a little bit about E, encouragement. Why is that important? Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially in Chinese churches. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, people always try to be humble. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, you do it. Yeah, I'm too busy to do it. That kind of thing. But here you say you encourage others when you stand alongside them for a time to comfort and assist. Now here just in this sentence, they talk about actually a few important concepts here. Something like what? Stand alongside. What does it mean? Just to stand alongside yourself, just observe. Why do you do that? Okay, and what else alongside? What else? Yeah, to comfort and assist. As I said, you're not just going to stand alongside and just try to criticize him or her, You just try to comfort and assist. So this is a very important concept about encouragement. And exactly as Kyo just said, sometimes you need to encourage people to serve. Otherwise, they're not get used to step up to serve. Now, right now, it's really simple because we all understand the concept already. Let's break out into groups, and we discuss 2 questions here. First, are you a person who loves to encourage others to serve? Or actually, you are the person to discourage people to serve? You say, really? You have people who discourage people to serve? Do you think we have some people like that? People like that? Yeah, not in our church, right? Think about that. Think about whether you are the person who loves to encourage others to serve, or actually you are the one who discourages others to serve. Maybe you will not say that. You will not say that, hey, don't serve. But the second one, actually is related to the first one. Do you think people would love to accept your invitation to serve with you? With you? Give reasons. Just think about that. When you encourage others to serve, when they say very enthusiastic, yes, thank you for reminding me, or no, thank you. Why? I can't say. But actually, maybe it's because of you. I don't want to serve with you. It's not that I don't want to serve. Okay, try to discuss the 2 questions. Okay, maybe we have a couple of minutes. All right. Yeah, about 3 or 4. Not too big a group. Okay. Yeah, you got 3 minutes, all right? Okay, right now it's 2.5, actually. Okay, time's up. Thank you. Can yeah, alarm clock. It's much easier. Yeah, it's much easier. I don't need to count. Yeah. Now, popular. When you think about it, popular, you understand whether not understand popular. You think about whether you are the one who encourage people to serve. Now, I would like to ask a question. How? How so? Normally, when you ask somebody to, how do you encourage them to serve? How? For example, if I want to encourage Sam to serve, what I'm going to say to Sam to encourage him to serve? Huh? Yeah, make the needs known. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, these two are very important, actually. Yeah, that kind of people love, somehow, some way love compliments, right? And of course, we need to be honest. And that's really important. You need to be honest. And you just give sincere, honest compliments. Yeah. And of course, people also need to know the needs. Yeah, why you are needed to serve. On the other hand, again, just, give kind of that kind of compliment. Anything else?
I think it's important even before asking that person, you really have the conviction that that person can really do that job.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's important too. That means, you need to know. Otherwise, you said yes, then and then you have trouble, actually. That's David. David. Can you speak louder? I'm sorry. I'm getting old. Uh-huh. Yeah, actually, the potential itself is also important. Maybe he's not can do it really well right now, but he has the potential. You see that potential, so you ask him or her to do that kind of job. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you need to find that out though. It's not right away. Sometimes you need to find out. Michelle. Yeah, that's a good reason, huh? It's good for your soul. Yeah, this is a good way to say that. Yeah, it's good for your soul. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, now just remember this, all right? So next time when you encourage others to serve, just try to think about how to do it. Yeah, with honest sincerity. Yeah, and also actually with love too. You don't want him to get a job and burn out really soon. Okay, the next one, Q. Q stands for what again? Qualify. Okay. Now, I think these two sentences on page 127 actually are important. Let's read this together. To meet certain expectations for being a follower of Christ. This includes the person's spiritual condition and the willingness to be servants to others. Okay, the second one. To know whether a person is competent for the ministry you have encouraged them to enter. This meaning relates to the person's serve profile and specific skills related to the ministry he or she has agreed to do. Now, this is what Alvin just said, the first one, and actually the second one. You need to have that expectation. Now, sometimes we focus too much on the needs, and we need somebody to do something. For example, if caring department, for example, it's just, random example. I need someone to serve. And there's nobody to serve. Oh, we have no one. And would you like to do it?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead and do it. Yeah, but when he take the job, he's incompetent to do it. Once if that is the case, what will happen? The ministry will suffer, and also he will suffer too. Yeah, exactly. Basically, it's like that. You ask him to do something, he cannot do it. He's not able to do it. Actually, he suffers. And the ministry will suffer. And others will suffer. Yeah, that person will never, want to do, oh, too terrible experience. That kind of thing. That's why this is really important. And we need to have that kind of expectation, and that's that kind of, not just expectation, actually, requirement as well. I think, sometimes we are too easy for our brothers and sisters. Maybe, actually, it's because of my personality too. Maybe, do you think I'm too easy for you guys? No, really? Yeah, really? I think I'm too easy for you guys. But I think as servant leaders, actually we need also have to push each other. As servant leaders, we need to push each other to be the follower of Christ. To do that kind of course, we understand we are not perfect at all. But we need to have a heart to serve God with our all capacity. And I think that is the requirement. I think everyone who wants to serve needs to have that kind of passion, that kind of willingness to do it. But sometimes, because we need people, we don't really focus on that part. But again, I know in reality we do have problems because we need to fill up all these positions. We have all these positions in our church. What are we going to do? We need to fill that up. Yes, every year we can fill that up. But sometimes I'm thinking, I'm thinking whether I fill up with the right people, whether they have the heart to serve. And then we need to ask ourselves, for all of you. And I need to ask myself as well, whether we do our job. Do you agree? Do you really agree? Yeah, I hope you agree, because it's not my idea. I think this is the Bible, the idea in the Bible. Give me some example about that. Why do you think this is a biblical idea? Why do we need to have that kind of expectation? Mission trip? What do you mean? This is John Mark. You are talking John Mark. Okay. All right. Any other examples? No, when Jesus called his disciples, do you think he has any expectation? When Jesus calls the disciples? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. What's the requirement, by the way? To follow him. And then, yes. And later he'll talk about, if you want to follow me, then you need to what? You need to take up the cross. What does it mean? Yeah, you need to die for me, basically. That's the case, right? That's take up the cross and follow me. And that is Jesus' expectation. And in the church, forget my expectation. But you need to remember Jesus' expectation. Because that is, if Jesus called you to serve in this church, I do believe the same standard. I do believe this is the same standard. Now, I'm not giving another sermon. I finished my sermon this morning already. But I hope you really think about this, because I really feel that way. In our church, sometimes we take up something, maybe, there's a different reason, but somehow, some way, we take it too lightly. But I truly believe if we study the Bible, this is not God wants us to do. God wants us to follow him with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our strength. Okay? Any comments? And we are going to have the nomination committee again. A meeting again. We'll nominate some people. I don't know whether you'll be the next council members. But it doesn't matter. What really matters is, no matter what you do, what you serve in this church, do it with all your strength. Okay? All right? Wonderful. Here, those two sentences actually mean servant leaders qualify those who are equipped by holding them to biblical standards of discipleship. That's what I just said, right? And by testing the willingness to be servants to others. You need to test them. So maybe I ask you to do something in this year. Actually, I'm looking at you. I'm watching you. But actually, just to see whether you take this seriously. And the second one is someone need to qualify those he equips by knowing the skills and gifts for the ministry he asked them to do. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the case. If I know you can sing, and and I shouldn't ask you to lead, singing at a worship service, Yeah, it's important. You need to have that kind of discernment, All right. Now, I don't need you to discuss this, but I want you to just spend a minute or two to pray about this. Pray for yourself. Pray for yourself. Pray to God. Pray for yourself. Just to see whether you have this heart. And if not, ask God to give you that or strengthen you that. If you have this and you're going God to give you that. Okay, so just I give you a minute or two. Just pray about this. Dear God, we thank you so much for calling us to serve you here in this church. God, this is our privilege, but sometimes we take it too lightly. And God, we ask for your forgiveness. May your Holy Spirit really give us heart and willingness for us to serve you and take this seriously. Because God, you call us to serve. You're the King of kings, you're the Lord of lords. And we are unworthy, but God, you still call us to serve. So help us all as we are serving in this church. Let's serve you wholeheartedly. Let's have a mind and set to glorify you in our serving. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, Q. We just talked about Q. The next one, you QI. I stand for what again? Instruct them. Yeah, observe them as they minister. Okay, let's look at page 133. Do you have the book? Oh, I left my book on the car. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Now, if you look at page 133, those bold types words, choose the statements you believe to be the best way to observe a potential leader and to understand his or her need. Actually, talk about, you need, if you want to understand others' needs, understand others' needs, observe them as they minister. Okay, so you need to observe them. And he talked about, choose the statement you believe to be the best way to observe a potential leader and to understand his or her needs. And there's some choices here. The first one, wait for the one you're equipping to come to you and ask for help. So if you ask somebody that you need to just wait for him to come, hey, I need your help. And then you help them. And then the next one, wait for someone to complain about how the person is doing his or her job. Then you probably you need to wait for grace and come up to you and say, hey, Sam is not doing a good job. What's going on here? And then, okay, then I'm going to help him. All right. Or the third one, spend time with her while she carries out her ministry. So when Sam is doing something, you just, okay, let's do this together. And then you observe. And the fourth one, ask others how the person is doing in his or her ministry. Hey, what do you think about Sam's survey? Very bad. Oh, yeah, I think so too. Fire, I'm going to fire him. Right? What's the right answer? The third one, yeah, exactly. Spend time with her while she carry out her ministry. And that's the way you find out their needs. Okay? And I think this is important because a lot of time, although we all know the right answer, but a lot of time we choose the first one, the second one, and the fourth one. Don't you think? It's okay. Just let him come to me. Let him come to me. And sometimes not just here, and so we all not in our church, but in churches we always hear people say something, right? Oh, Elwin just said this to me. May just said this to me. Johnson said this to me. So I would blah 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 blah. But no, you need to look with your own eyes. Okay? Huh? Okay. The fourth one, what to be repeated? Uh-huh.
Usually I will ask someone that I trust to give me a feedback of someone else is doing the ministry. I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but I think I need that feedback also.
Yeah, but I think that for this one, you need to be very careful. Because if you don't do it careful, what will happen? Kill. Uh-huh. Yeah. And so I think if you really need to ask someone, I will prefer you ask someone you trust, and actually maybe something like deacons, then we can talk about that in deacon board because we trust each other. We know we discuss this in our group. We won't, just spread that kind of idea. Because if we just simply ask someone, yeah, of course, it's just clear that, and sometimes we'll create more problem. Yeah, more gossip, as you said. Hey, these people, and then everyone will be like that. We'll talk about your serving. He talk about your serving. Everyone talk about others serving. So as I said, yeah, of course I understand your point. Sometimes we need to evaluate. Then but we need to do it really carefully with somebody you trust. Yeah, is the context. Something, for example, if you are the chair of, for example, caring is just caring department. Then you can discuss something in your group about something related. For example, you talk about greeters. Hey, when we look at this, do you think that this guy do a good job? This greeter do a good job? Does a good job? That kind of thing you can discuss in your group. You know what I mean? But you shouldn't come to just a random person and say, hey, what do you think about the greeter in the lobby? Okay? Yeah. All right. Any question? Yeah, this is a really good question. We can really discuss that. Ninette? Uh-huh. 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 Yeah, but I think the principle is still there. You need to ask the right persons. Yeah, that's important. For example, if three people working with that person, among that three person, we need to ask. Probably you still need to have the discernment. Yeah, if you know some guy actually is not doing well with him, you shouldn't ask him. But probably you know the answer anyway. So that kind of thing. All right, and instruct others. Did I miss one? And the others? Oh, listen to others' requests. Oh, I missed that one. What does it mean? What does it mean? Listen to others' requests. Yeah, when someone make a kind of request or comes to you and talk about what he needs, basically you really need to listen. Why? Yeah, because that's their needs. Remember the book talk about a sample. Jesus' disciple come to Jesus to ask how to what? How to pray. Exactly. And then Jesus teaches them how to pray. Of course, it's in principle. In principle, you need how to pray. And again, we need to take people's needs seriously. Sometimes when people come to us, sometimes we take it too lightly. Oh, that's okay, no problem. Just forget about this. No, it's all right. It's all right. No, when he comes to you and she comes to you, probably he has some problem. Others will not come to you. He will not bother you. So when he or she comes to you, you need to listen first to see whether this is a real need. If it's a real need, you really need to address that. Okay? Maybe some people just need a kind of a pat on the back. Yeah, you are doing a good job, that kind of thing. But sometimes you need to step up to help them. All right? So EQI, EQU. Now instruct. Now is I. Okay. That was the first one. Let's read this together. To instruct someone isn't simply to pass on information. It requires putting that information in the context of people's lives. What does it mean? Can you speak louder, David? I can't hear you. Mm-hmm. You guys understand what he's saying? No. Can you explain a little bit more? The first one, what does it mean?
Also, after you understand that person's needs, now you can form the instruction so that that person will be able to use it within how his life is. So if somebody is working in somewhere South Bay and you want him to go somewhere that is impossible for him to do, then you're not putting the context of that person's life into your request.
Yeah, so basically, right now he's talking about practical information. There's no AC, that's why everybody's kind of sleepy, I guess. Okay, basically it's this practical information. When you give somebody information, it's not just read the manual, that kind of thing, okay? Now, I don't know if you ever teach somebody, put down you're a computer professor. No, when you teach someone, of course in university you talk about a lot of theories, right? But if you teach your mom or dad computer, what are you going to do? Huh? Yeah, and something like you can't tell them. You need to open the window first. Why? Why I need to open the window first? It's cold outside. Why do I need to open the window in order to operate a computer? Michelle? Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, you need to help them to apply that information in their life, basically. You need to apply that information in their life. So it's not just about, okay, kind of abstract concept. You need to apply that. I think Cleo has a lot of experience teaching students, right? Yeah, sometimes you talk about that music theory there. Oh, what's that? But then when they play, then they understand. Oh, a quarter note is like that. Okay. A full note that is like that. That kind of thing. Because sometimes when you read a lot of that, sometimes I listen to those music workshop. I have no clue what they're talking about. Because it's all in theory. But if just play me a little bit, then I understand. Something like those bum bum waltz, actually. The tempo is bum chak chak bum chak, right? That kind of thing. All right. The second one, instructing is part of leading. Now remember, followers need to know what's expected of them and how to carry out the task assigned to them. So if you're the leader, what are you going to do? How do you help others? How do you instruct others? One thing is do yourself to show them. Yeah, this is a good way to do it. Yeah. What else? Grace. The outcome, yes. Okay. Yeah, so basically you have the end goal for them. So they are not just running, keep running. What's the end goal? I never know. But you have the end goal. If you have the end goal, that's the best. For example, if you're going to do the library, maybe you have set a goal, oh, this year, you need to buy 300 books with the budget with $2,000, for example. This is really clear end goal, so for them to follow, instruct them. Follow needs to know what expect of them and how to carry out the task assigned to them. Okay? So you just try to remember. Yeah. And Derming, actually, I think he's a very good instructor as well. He just told me he's trying to write a SOP for our retreat, right? Yeah. For our retreat. So everybody, when you next time when you are in charge that, then you look at the list, then you know, okay, I need to do this A B C D E F G. It's pretty good, right? Nice idea. Okay, let's see question. This is a really interesting question. 138 and 139. Do you all have the books? You talk about greeters. Now let's actually 138, the last one. How can you instruct others? Let's assume for a moment that you find a place of servant leadership with the Sunday morning hospitality team. In our church, we call it caring department. You recruited your friend Steve to join you in this important ministry guest. He agrees to serve you, but make it clear he knows nothing about a greeting minister other than how to open a door, smile, and say, "Good morning." Steve looks to you for instruction. Now, I want you to, as a group, to discuss the following questions. That's 4 questions. How would you instruct Steve about his attitude as a greeter? As a group, you come up something, all right? What will you say to Steve about the importance of his ministry? What are some specific details of his ministry you would teach them? What are some resources that would help him become an effective greeter? Okay? 5 minutes. Oh, time's up. Time's up, time's up. Okay, I think you come up with the answers, right? Probably you answer most of the questions. Now let's just try to talk about this a little bit. Each group 1 minute, okay? Maximum, not minimum.
Well, we're going to answer number 2 because we thought that was very important. We said that Steve needs to treat every person walking through the door as the most important person because that person may not be a believer and he's coming through the church and to receive the gospel for the first time, and he is the one who's giving the first impression of that church to that unbeliever.
Okay, that's it.
You want another one?
Okay, just go ahead. Just finish it. See
okay,
how
so
many
the first one
answers-
instructs Steve about his attitude as greeter. We talked about having a written instruction so that he knows what are the standards. And the attitude as a greeter is to smile and try to remember the person's name so that next time if he comes again, he can be, he'll be able to say the name of the person. And what else you can teach them is to lead them by example. Maybe we can teach them by going through a role playing for them to see how it's like when others are doing it. And the last one, resource, we just give him guidelines that he'll see.
Okay, all right, thank you. Very good, very good. Now, okay, for other groups, maybe 1 minute is not enough. 2 minutes. 1.5.
It's 1 minute is enough for us. It's,
Okay, good.
It's pretty much the same. First question.
What?
Attitude.
That's your answer?
Attitude is like first impression. You say the same words, so it's very important. It's like smile, and it's like it's very typical. Important of the ministry. What did we say? Again, it's like the first person that the guest will be meeting. So it's like how it's important to be sharing, kind of, not sharing the gospel, but representing the church, representing like Christian lifestyle kind of thing. The third thing is for us, we have a set procedure of registering the person, taking down the name and the form and the picture. That whole procedure, that needs to be trained to like Steve. Fourth thing is resources. Is to observe, like for us, it's observing other experienced greeters. And I couldn't read my handwriting. Questions? Ask questions, like ask senior members questions, what to do. So pretty straightforward stuff for us.
Okay, all right. Okay, the next one.
To answer the first question, we think that to make them feel home, it's important, and trying to create a friendship with them. Of course, like memorize the name and the person's face. I think that's really critical. Second question, the importance of his ministry. I think we think that is really important for such as the usher's attitude and how the usher talk with or welcome the newcomers, because that's kind of like the first impression for the strangers or newcomers to have an idea how the church life would be or what the church is about or what kind of people from the church is about. The specific details of this ministry that we can teach the usher, for example, it could be making sure that they knowing all the fellowship meetings, fellowship times, that they can explain to the strangers or newcomers. Also, if the newcomers have kids, I think it's also important for the usher to understand our kids ministry and what the purpose of all the fellowship meetings and kids ministry. To answer the fourth question, I think, right now our church, we do have a guideline for ushers and greeters. I think that's a really good guideline to follow, to go by. Those will be some of the sources to use. And also church, we do have some, like the flyers to list what kind of fellowship we have with the meeting time, things like that. I think those is also important to explain it to the newcomers. So, thanks.
Okay. Oh, just 2 minutes. All right. Next one.
Okay, the first one, how will you instruct Steve about his attitude as a greeter? We say we showing you your warm welcomes and do your extra efforts. Sometimes you can see the newcomer bring the kids. They want to know where the kids program is, and you bring the kids, the parents to introduce who is charge the kids programs. They very appreciate it. You do extra effort to show him around. The second one is how you say Steve about the importance of his ministry, and because that's the first impression, and people if show this warm church, they will come back again. So it's very important. And how you give the detail of this ministry, and what are some specific detail of this ministry you can teach him? I say, okay, yeah. This one, I
It's okay. Just the fourth one. You've got 30 minutes. You got 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah. This one, we say give the detail, the schedule, and the fellowship programs, and so the newcomer familiar with all church program. Also, show him around the people, who is charge the fellowship, so he can acquaintance to this the program. The fourth one is how the resource help him to become an effective greeter. We say, give a training and give some guidelines, and or we can show him personally how we do these things. Yeah.
Good. Next one.
Okay, so a lot of it is, I'm not going to bring up the same points. Okay, so if it's already said, then we probably agree with most of it. I'm just going to add to other things that we talked about. So the first one says, how would you instruct Steve about his attitude as a greeter? We said to ask Steve how he would like to be greeted if he was coming to a church. Because I think, we all like to feel welcome. Mm-hmm. So knowing that is how you would like to be greeted, then turn it back around and say, do that thing, greet this way. And I think Steve already has a great start because he opens the door, he smiles, and he says, good morning. Uh-huh. That's much more than a lot of other people would do. So I would encourage him and tell him, you already have, step one, and step two is continue that, and, how would you want to make that person feel? That's what you should do for them. The second thing, what would you say to Steve about the importance of his ministry? I would say, Steve, this is the most important ministry, because as soon as they step in the door is going to set the tone and the mood for how they continue for the rest of the hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. If they didn't feel welcome, they will still come into the church. They might sit in a pew, but they might already not choose to interact with anybody. Or they might even say, you know what, I didn't feel so great. I don't think I want to really listen to what the sermon is about. So it could set that tone, but that greeter saying, and doing what he needs to do to make him feel welcome, so that it is the most important thing. When he steps in, he's going to be, wow, I can't wait to see what's happening, what's going to happen next. So I think it's the most important ministry, well, not I, but my group. Number 3, what are some specific details of this ministry you could teach him? I think for sure, if we have standard operating procedures, that is the details you should tell him. Every church is going to be different. We have I know I'm not involved in that ministry, but I know they come in, they take the picture. Depending on the time, if the person comes in way early than the service.
Time's up.
What? I have good stuff to say.
Finish that.
If they come in way early, then direct them to the coffee and the tea. bring them to a person who speaks the same language. But if it's time for service, get it done and get them in. If they have children, get them to the children's ministry. So they need to know exactly all the different steps, but with flexibility to know what to do. You know?
All right. Thank you. It's okay. No. Another group.
I know the time is ticking, but thank you, Lynette, for saying everything that we needed. The biggest one that everybody said, and we want to reiterate, that's so important. Go out there with a big smile. Everyone is warmed up and feels really good when you come out there with a big smile. We don't have time to go through the steps and explaining what our church is all about. So that happens in the background. If we have the IT people with the website and doing all of that, that's great. If we show them whether children are going and have them feeling comfortable and knowing that their children are being taken care of while they're in this service, that's it even better. When they come in, they can feel at ease and they don't have to worry about the children. Then it's when they're going to listen to the message and they're going to feel the power of the Holy Spirit here, right here in this church. Having their picture right on top of that board that I can't see is the greatest thing, because they are going to feel like the biggest celebrities that ever happened. We know it is about Jesus Christ, but at that moment they're feeling like, whoa, they care enough about me as a visitor to this church. Thank you. And that's what it's all about. That's what the ministry is all about. Greeting the people that come to look for Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Kiro is a really passionate speaker, right? Yeah, Anthony is really nice. Thank you. Now,
Well,
one more
there's
group.
one
Sorry.
more group.
I'm sorry.
Last-
After your wife speak, I just forgot you.
Yeah. I can understand that. So our group, before getting started, our group touched on the importance, this question touched on the importance of qualifying a person, because if you have the wrong person for a job, a lot of these questions become very challenging in implementing and answering. We just have the same answers like the rest of the group. How would you instruct Steve and his attitude as a greeter? Again, we say by example and written procedures. What would you say to Steve about the importance of his ministry? First impression is the most important impression. What are some specific details? Smile, open the door. Same like the other groups. Also, but this group, what we touched on is also the importance of body language and language in general. We live in a multicultural society, and they show a lot of respect to people of other cultures. As you know, if we make some effort in learning something about the culture and the language, right? And what are some resources? Well, again, being multicultural, it would be nice to learn about other cultures. So we have library resources there, guidelines, and so forth. So we're pretty much in sync with all the other groups too.
Okay, thank you.
One emphasis on qualifying the person.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, actually, indeed, it's all related. It's not just, separate items. We need to relate all. Now, we just did that. You see the procedure. Actually, I think it's really helpful. Now, we only talk about greeters, of course, and in this case. But just think about, if you are training department, if you're mission department, if you find somebody to serve, just go through this process. I think it's really good for you to help others to serve effectively. Just think about that. And just see, greeters, it seems that sometimes we have this misconception. People, when they got baptized, the first thing probably we put him to do is what? Greet us. But actually, if you look at this, it's really important role. You cannot just put somebody just there, do it. Greeting, do the greeting. You need to choose the right person to do it. Because, honestly speaking, some people, they don't know how to smile to others. Yeah, have you met those people? I have met many, they just, I don't know why. It seems that they're not very happy anyway. Huh? Yeah, parent never teach. But it's important, as you said, that's the first impression. You need to find the right one. Oh, but anyway, that is the procedures to help you. That's the process to help you to think and help you to help others to serve. Now, the last one, I don't think we need time to talk, although this is the most important thing. Honestly speaking, this is the most important thing, prayer. Because when we serve, it's not by our power, but by God's power. Simple as that. It doesn't matter who you are, anyway. And then we need to pray for others as well. And ask us to pray for you. That's really important. That's why I always ask you to pray for me. Because I need your prayer. Because I know I'm doing God's word. And without God's power, I can't. I can't be effective. And you too. I don't think you can be effective in God's eye if you only do it by your own power. Okay? So everybody understand this. So I don't need to spend time to talk to you. Anyway, just remember, SERV and EQUIP for now. And then we have the last section 2 weeks from now. Remember to what? Do your homework. Yeah, because if you don't do your homework, you don't know, you have no clue what we are talking about. Okay, thank you so much. Niner. I didn't ask Anais to do it, and she forgot to do it anyway. Yeah. It's okay. I'll give you. It's in the book. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just remember. Điểm啊？琴日覺得點啊？嗰間嘢幾好啊？係啊係啊係我嚇係咩？食咩啊？哦，冰鎮咕嚕肉。係咩？黑椒豬手？你點？哦，點知佢煮呢啲咁嘢嘅？我個員工。哦，你個員工哦。哦，係啊，幾好我。我都覺得佢味道同份量唔係好多，不過味道好好。你食Ronald 同埋阿 Ellie 啊你？嚇啊！That you will not say that, hey, don't serve. But the second one, actually, is related to the first one. Do you think people would love to accept your invitation to serve with you? With you? Give reasons. Just think about that. When you encourage others to serve, when they say very enthusiastic, yes, thank you for reminding me, or no, thank you. Why? I can't say. But actually, maybe it's because of you. I don't want to serve with you. It's not that I don't want to serve. Okay, try to discuss the two questions. Okay, maybe we have a couple of minutes. All right. Yeah, about 3 or 4. Not too big a group. Okay. Yeah, you got 3 minutes, right? Okay, right now it's 2.5 actually. Four. This is today's uh, verse. So Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, the teachers to equip his people for works of service, so that the body of Christ may be built up. Okay, I hope you really, try to remember all these verses. You try, but you never succeed, right? Okay, the way God prepared you for these purposes, remember the SERVE, S stand for spiritual gifts. Use your spiritual gifts to serve. The second one, E, experience. Yes, use your experience to serve. R, relational style. Remember DISC? Yeah, so you remember what your style is? And what you think your style is? Yes, what you think, but it may not be the reality. Okay. V stand for vocational skills. So if you are, IT, then probably you can help do some IT in the church. And then E. Yes, yes, that's the way to do it. Yeah, when we serve, we need to have that passion. Okay, don't complain too much. You can complain a little bit, not too much. Okay, enthusiasm, exactly. So that's LERVE. So today we're going to start something new. Yeah, going to the servant needs to equip others. EQUIP. E stand for what? Encourage. You need to encourage others to serve. Q? Qualify. Okay, qualify others. Qualify as a verb. Qualify others to serve. And you? Understands the needs. Yeah, what they need to serve. I? Instruct them. Yeah, just tell them what to do, basically. And P? Pray. Yeah, okay. Now, if you did the homework, you find this week is really easy. Yeah, actually, there's not much work there. Yeah, probably you spend an hour, then you can finish that. But the concepts are very important. And at each one, let's go through a little bit about E, encouragement. Why is OK， 好啦，咁我哋開始啊 ，Andy， 麻煩你 ，Can you open with the word prayer?
Dear God, thank you for this great day for us to gather together. Thank you for letting us be able to participate in this servant leadership class, and thank you for letting Pastor Wong lead us in today's lesson. Please be with us and give us wisdom so that we can learn your word and learn how to be a servant leader. We pray all this in Jesus' name.
Amen. Okay, thank you. So, as usual, in the beginning, we are going to review some of the major principles that we learned. The first one, again, we are going to review the 7 principles of servant leadership. What's the first one? Okay. Servant leaders humble themselves and wait for God to exhort them. Number 2, let's read this together. Servant leaders follow Jesus rather than seek a position. Can anybody kind of use a sentence to explain that? What does it mean? Servant leaders follow Jesus rather than seek a position. Sam? Oh my. Hold on. It's off. It's off.
we're not looking to fulfill a job role, but rather to follow what Jesus asks us to do.
Yes, exactly. And number 3 is servant leaders give a personal right to find greatness in service to others. What's the big difference? This idea is different from others' ideas, in this culture, in this society. What's the greatness? How, here you define greatness. How is it different from that of the culture, of the current culture? Do you understand my question? Yeah, basically, Yeah. Anybody? Yeah. Nowadays, people define greatness as somebody serve me. I have this. Is that important?
If you don't encourage them, then they're not going to feel motivated.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially in Chinese churches. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, people always try to be humble. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, you do it. Yeah, I'm too busy to do it. That kind of thing. But here you say you encourage others when you stand alongside them for a time to comfort and assist. Now here just in this sentence, you talk about actually a few important concepts here. Something like what? Stand alongside. What does it mean? Just to stand alongside yourself, just observe. Why do you do that? Okay, and what else alongside? What else? Yeah, to comfort and assist. As I said, you're not just going to stand alongside and just try to criticize him or her, You just try to comfort and assist. So this is a very important concept about encouragement. And exactly as Kyo just said, sometimes you need to encourage people to serve, otherwise they're not get used to step up to serve. Now, right now, it's really simple because we all understand the concept already. Let's break out into groups and we discuss 2 questions here. First, are you a person who loves to encourage others to serve? Or actually you are the person to discourage people to serve? You say, really? You have people who discourage people to serve? Do you think we have some people like that? People like that? Yeah, not in our church, right? Think about that. Think about whether you are the person who loves to encourage others to serve, or actually you are the one who discourages others to serve. Maybe you will not say, I am entitled to have somebody serve me, then I'm great, because I have followers, because somebody serves me. But it's really different from the Bible, the biblical message. It's servant leaders give a person the right to find greatness in service to others. So when we serve others, actually it defines our greatness. So it's really different from the idea in this current culture. Next one. Servant leaders can risk serving others because they trust that God is in control of their life. So it doesn't matter. God is in control, whether people understand or not, whether people appreciate you or not, God is still in control. And the next one is servant leaders take up Jesus' towel of servanthood to meet the needs of others. Again, it's different. It's really different from the concept in the culture, because here we want, in the culture we need others to fulfill our needs, but here we try to fulfill others' needs. So that's a big difference. The next one, servant leaders share their responsibility and authority with others. Let's read this one. Servant leaders share their responsibility and authority with others to meet a greater need. Yeah, if you if you did the homework, then you know this is important. Why? Yeah, because today we talk about we need to equip others. And actually, this is the principle. Okay? The last 1 leaders multiply their leadership by empowering others to lead. Okay? Okay, we also talk about SERVE, S-E-R-V-E. They stand for, oh, this is the memory verse. Let's do the memory verse. Even the Son of Man, when it comes to serve, but to serve. Yeah, think of that as a ransom for many. You know, it's for others, basically the other center. The next one, week 2. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Week 3. Yeah, but he said to me, let's read this together. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's powers may rest on me.